We're going to turn to the international newspapers. Nick Rushworth is here on set with a look at what's making the world's papers. And you're starting in the Midwest. Makes a change from the Middle East, doesn't it?
It does indeed, Stuart. And Iowa Tuesday is upon us, as we were hearing there in the news bulletin. Where else can we start this morning but the Cedar Rapids Gazette in Iowa itself? And the paper's editor there, Lyle Muller, saying, looking forward to a night of many possible winners. Will Wednesday's headlines in the US papers be Romney takes Iowa or Santorum surge surprises the GOP? Now he's concluding that there will be no clear winner for Iowa Tuesday. I turn to Twitter to see the tweets that are pouring in on this Iowa Tuesday thing. Of course, the political season kicking off in the US with vigor. The tweets capturing the mood. Look at this one. Ryan Haidt saying, come on, political Yankees unite. 2012 is here. And if I can flip-flop on my tweets here, Stu, I'll go to another one which has a completely different message. It's from Fishing Maniac, and it says Iowa, I-O-W-A, idiot out wandering around. Now, of course, a reference to the flurry of candidates campaigning for just what is basically tens of thousands of votes, Stuart.
Fantastic. Well, who reads it? Which is better read, Twitter or the Cedar Rapids Gazette? That's what we really want to know. The Independent in the UK, they're saying that Republican candidates are so bad that President Obama is going to be laughing his way into a second term.
It has a double page spread, if I can correct myself there, with enemies like these. Does the president need friends? And like me this morning, the paper there is arguing these Republicans are full of holes, full of gaffes. It says the Republican campaign started out like a train, but became a train wreck. The writer in The Independent there, David Osborne, goes through the candidates, Perry, Gingrich, Romney, Bachmann, and he concludes that when the credibility starts to fray, the money dries up. All great news for Obama there, of course.
Now, one of those Republican candidates has thrown his pennyworth into one of the current geopolitical storms.
Slate, with its slot, The Slatist, has a headline, Santorum says he would bomb Iran's nuclear facilities. Now, that piece starts out, think the US should bomb Iran? Well, Rick Santorum may be your man. Now, Iran has been saber-rattling in the Hormuz Straits, of course, as we've been hearing in the news bulletin. It's test-fired a medium-range missile, and it's announced a nuclear fuel breakthrough. That's going to antagonize the international community. Santorum is saying the US should bomb Iran's nuclear sites unless it opens them up to nuclear inspectors. Now, still with Iran, I saw this cartoon in the International Herald Tribune, which implies that Tehran may not be such a worry right now. After all, there you can see Iran on a surfboard hovering above the water with the caption, things to do on the Straits of Hormuz, hot air surfing. So it's not taking the situation too seriously. I turn to the Tehran Times, and it's leading on the testing of its first nuclear fuel rod, the first in Iran. It says it is using natural uranium. The technology will power a Tehran research reactor producing radioisotopes for cancer treatment. Now, the message from Iran is that all its nuclear ambitions are civilian only. The West doesn't believe that.
OK, and finally, just to remind us of the turn of the new year, The Atlantic, they're running a piece called 12 Hangover Cures for Famous Heavy Drinkers.
Well, from Zelda Fitzgerald, who loved a morning swim after drinking too much, to Ernest Hemingway, who laid store by beer and tomato juice. Or, if that didn't work, he would try iced champagne with absinthe. And our star presenter, Francois Picard, has just arrived at work. He told me this morning, well, the best thing is Ernest Hemingway's advice. You've got to go for the hair of the dog. What about you, Stuart?
Well, I'm certainly not following Francois Picard's advice. That's certainly the case. A good orange juice, and whatever you do, lots and lots of water before you go to bed. That's my cue. There you go. All right, Nick, thank you very much. That's Nick Rushworth with his look through the international papers here on France 24.